It is Words About Books, Ben.
It is. Did you see Stephen King tweeted that the Epstein client list is as real as the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus?
You beat me to the Epstein list. I was gonna bring it up.
It's if you're in the book space, that's like all anyone's been talking about all day. As it turns out, the guy who wrote it might be a little bit dismissive of child sex crimes. I don't know. Oh God.
Well, swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss, Steven. Can't win them all, I guess. Oh, but we're not here. Thank God we're not here to talk about Stephen King. Thank God. We dodged a fucking bullet last Halloween, I'll tell you what. Oh boy. Now I'm the one swearing in the first 5 minutes of the episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
We finally got Ben.
Yeah, you finally got. The world's finally getting me. I left work today with a migraine. I didn't know if I was going to make it to record, but I immediately took a bunch of migraine medicine and put ice on it, like as soon as I got out of work. And now I just have like a dull ache in the side of my head. So,
and that is where we are putting the Epstein list.
Yeah.
We're just slotting that right in.
So we're not here to talk about any of that. We're here to talk. We're here to continue talking about A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah,
but this is a rare one where we got feedback on the episode
from the author.
No, that wouldn't be that rare. I did not in the million years when we started this podcast think an author would ever reach out to us, and it has happened so many times.
Yeah.
We're
kind of a big deal in the book space.
I was going to say a lot of people have Google alerts on their name, but no, we got feedback on the first episode, and there's something I do kind of want to address because we have a chance to address it. And that is, I don't know if we did a good enough job of talking about why the Tamlin Rhys character like reversals didn't work, or it didn't work for me. Why I thought it was a little cheesy.
That all of the problematic things Rhys did in the first book were like they were secretly for your benefit.
Yeah.
I got you drunk and I made you wear a very scantily clad dress in public even though you didn't want to, and I tattooed my eyeball on your hand. That was for your benefit.
I was going to take it off, but then I just didn't. No, okay. So the reason I didn't like it, I think people got a little confused because more than one person has messaged me and said something about, but Tamlin, if you look at it, actually was like an abusive, smarmy asshole the entire time. And I was like, no, I understand that. I understand that in reality,
but that's also the genre.
Yes,
Edward Cullen is not like a prime dating candidate. But I've long ago learned that you just put that away when you're reading these books.
Well, like you could go all the way back to Pride and Prejudice. Like Mr. Darcy is the same trope. Like, and so I understand that if you look at it objectively, Tamlin is not a good guy to date. And I think my problem was it's like that's like the main criticism of the cheesy romance genre and always has been. I don't think Sarah J. Maas was doing anything in like, hey, actually this is problematic. And she definitely wasn't doing anything with that because then Rhys is the next choice. And Rhys is also, though more apologetic and more mature and a little bit more sensitive, there's still a lot of the same problems. And then people told me that maybe in future books I will see that she addresses some of the Rhys problems. But the point is, both of these
Well,
relationships.
that criticism is like, well, maybe she will in a future book, but like
No,
I've
no,
only
I mean
got
like
this book.
she has written it. I guess that
Yeah, I
some
know.
of this is
I think there are
just
5 books currently,
yeah.
with more on the way. Ben,
So
more on the way.
my thing with Reese is like you could do that same thing. Like you could look at Reese right now and you could say Reese is
The third book, she dates another guy, and Rhys was secretly an asshole this book the whole time. Not so secretly, but
here's how it could go. You could do the same thing where you say, okay, now let's look at what's objectively going on with Reese. He's 500 years older than this barely, maybe she can legally drink girl. And
yeah, how old is she? I want to say she's around her early 20s.
I
So,
think she was 19 when Tamlin took her. So 20, 21. And
hmm.
she's facing like,
Well, I mean, technically, maybe she's 1 years old because she died and was reborn. So does it just restart?
I don't know, it's not great, but he controls like even though he
Yes.
opened a bank account in her name, even though all this stuff, like he controls her entire fate. All of her friends are his friends. All of her money is his money. Everything she knows about the world, he taught her. He taught her how to read. He taught a child how to read and then he married her. Like, you know, we could look at it that way if we wanted to look at it objectively and we could pull that apart. But the romance genre encourages you to like roll with the fantasy. And that's what a lot of people did with Tamlin. They rolled with the fantasy and then she's like, actually you were wrong to do that. Now do it again with Reese. that was that was the criticism I had of that. Not that Tamlin was a good guy, not that Reese was a bad guy, just that they both relationships are objectively like not goals for real life. And I think we all enter into like romance fiction with the understanding that we're not here to witness a healthy loving relationship because that's boring to watch, fun to
Yeah,
be in,
yeah, we're here for
boring
the
to watch.
drama
Yeah,
and the intrigue.
yeah, yeah. So that was what that was about. But we'll move past that. I just wanted to clear that up because I got that feedback a lot and I realized like we were kind of playing fast and loose and bouncing all around. And so now that I have that like migraine stifling what little energy I have, I think I can like properly address it. So that's the migraine wisdom for today. And I'm ready to jump into part 2. This is Sex in the City.
Yeah.
This is Feyre's big life in the city.
Farah's big day out.
Yep.
So, last time, she was trapped in the spring court by Tamlin. And so Rhysand comes in. Well, not him, but Morrigan, because it can't be him, because that would be politically weird, but it's better if she does it, and yada, yada, yada. Whatever. And then uh, she's like, I don't ever want to be locked up again. Take me with you. And he's like, all right, but you can't tell anyone what you see, because what you're going to see is a goddamn metropolis, like, I imagine, like, I think we said Amsterdam or
Yeah.
like Seattle or something,
It's
like
some like
hipster
big
city.
cultural city. Like it's a city of like farm to table restaurants and art. There's an art district.
So imagine in like World War II Japan. It's getting bombed into oblivion. But there's one city that's completely untouched the
Kyoto.
entire time and is a booming metropolis art
Kyoto.
city.
Because that one guy liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Good for them. Not so great for for some other cities, but good for
People
them.
would be mad if they knew about this. But that's not why. It's because it's a secret that it is
It's a
able to
secret.
exist.
We don't want to lose this precious secret. Like 5,000 years ago, Rhysand's ancestors started a city, and then they just kept it secret for generations upon generations. And that pisses off Feyre. She's like, wow, Amarantha was destroying and enslaving everyone for 50 years, and this city was just chilling out. They should be, what, tortured and enslaved? Like, what do you want from this, Feyre? What do you want
Well,
from them?
I did. I was
Rhysand
pleasant.
is such a piece of shit
I was
for sacrificing himself for his people. That bastard.
I was pleasantly surprised that this didn't last very long, and that Feyre on her own comes to the conclusion that she's being a little spiteful. That because she
Yeah,
went through tough
I
times,
had my neck
everyone.
broken, so everyone here should have their neck broken.
Yeah, and like the thing is, you're allowed to have those dark thoughts. You can't help it. And I think I like that Feyre has those dark thoughts, and then
Yeah, we're gonna end this part on a dark thought, Ben. We're gonna end this part on like it. What? But then she does turn around pretty quick. She works through it, so I'll give her
she's
points for that.
she's been through a lot. She did literally die.
Yeah, but that was like a year ago. Like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps already. I'm tired of hearing about that time your neck broke and you died.
Tired
Okay.
about hearing about that time you were tortured. You were tortured to death over a period of months.
Yeah, that was just months. Jeez. Cry me a river. Rhysand was tortured for like 50 years. You
Well,
baby.
he's also got like 500 years to compare that to, whereas
Yeah.
Pharaoh
Yeah.
again went into that at age
And Feyre,
19.
you'll have a few hundred years, eventually. So, like,
Rhysand was also trained from birth to deal with that sort of thing.
nah, I think she just needs to be told that her problems aren't real and her trauma is all in her head, and she just needs to like pull herself up by her bootstraps.
Well, where the hell else would it be?
Yeah, not in her neck, that's for
Not in
sure.
her neck. Got a brand new one of those.
This is when we learn that Rhysand's second and third in command are both women.
Well, like when the most powerful woman in the last when the most powerful person in the last book was a woman, this didn't shock me at all.
No, this is shocking, Ben. I
Okay.
guess, even though yes, Amarantha enslaved like all of the fairy courts for 50 years and had unchecked, uncontested power and had
And
to be defeated by a woman.
was a general and
It
had a
was some
position.
woman on woman violence.
I guess we didn't have a lot of exposure to fairy society. Just Tamlin's one weird court that was mostly hidden from Feyre for most of the book. So like I didn't really
Yeah, there were a lot of monsters roaming around too. That like, yeah, don't go in the woods. There's
I didn't really understand or assume that it was a gendered, like a heavily gender roles based society.
well,
But
guess
yeah,
what? It was apparently.
yeah.
So
And then Reese immediately subverts it. I mean, I don't need to dwell on it, but
and the human rulers are 6 queens. So
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. This is I don't know why this is a novel concept in this world that his second and third are both women because like
I guess
there's
it's
a lot of women in powerful positions in this world. It's not like our world.
the high priestesses are all women, so like the clergy are all women as
And the human
well.
queens are all women,
Yeah,
and there are a lot of women generals. Amarantha is the second most powerful being, I think, on the entire planet. Second only to Hybern. I mean, like,
but she did
we're
trick
gonna.
people though, right? Like she
Yeah,
didn't
but, like,
necessarily get that
trickery
power.
is a form of power, Ben. You
Well,
know?
yeah, yeah.
And we're probably gonna find out, like, the cauldron is a woman or something, Ben. Like.
in in French, it's gendered female. It's une cauldron, not un.
So
La
yeah,
cauldron.
his second is Morrigan, and his third is Amarind.
I think you got that the wrong way around.
Oh, yeah, because I guess Amarant is
Amrin.
she's the
I'm sorry.
second because she's like
Yeah,
the most powerful being, but trapped
she's an
inside of
ancient
a fae. She's some
Lovecraftian
sort of
deity.
ancient Yeah, she's something that's like left over from another universe or something, or like all of her kind has left this plane of existence, and she's trapped inside the body of a fairy.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't know if Sarah J. Maas specifically took inspiration from The Witcher, but this is where that's
Probably.
where I
I
kind of
think I pulled
remember.
out Mass Effect last book, so
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people converge on this idea, but in The Witcher, they have the conjunction of the spheres, which is an event,
when you motorboat a woman real hard.
where they a lot of the monsters that don't seem to really have any ecological niche in The Witcher are said to have come, and it's also hinted that humans came to the Witcher world from elsewhere and are an invasive species out competing all the like fairy creatures.
Fuck yeah. Age of Man.
Yeah, Age of Man.
Yeah.
And that's the
Hey, we
thing.
are
See,
accepting.
and that's the thing that should have happened with the fairies in this book is that they reproduce more slowly, and so in a war where 1,000 humans die and 100 fae die, in 20 years there's now 10,000 humans and still 900 fae.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's how we that's really how most mammals survived and became like the top of the chain for that asteroid hit and we just outbred the cold, baby.
we outbred the cold. Don't give Sarah J. Maas ideas for her next book.
If she does, I want a credit,
Outbreed the
or
cold.
at least a free copy. Or you know what, a discount, like 50% off.
Wow, you're really
I'm
haggling
really arguing
there.
myself down.
Yeah.
And a firm handshake.
Firm handshake. I want a free bookmark.
There you go. So, oh yeah, I wrote. You didn't think to open this place up as a place of refuge?
Thought about it, realized how stupid that would be, and then I didn't.
Yeah, sorry. Were you here when she came? Because I think you were just there at the very end for like 3 months. Like
Well, no, Rhys, she wasn't there. She was not yet born for 40 years.
that's pretty hot. Anyway.
Yeah. So that's the other thing is Feyre has a lot of traumatized takes. She also has a lot of immature takes.
Yeah, grow up already. You're old enough to drink alcohol, I think, and be enlisted in the military and buy a lotto ticket and smoke, except I think they changed the laws. Now you have to be a lot older to smoke. It's really like,
Do you?
come on. Come
I
on.
feel like it's still 18
America.
here.
Really? I think it's at least 21 here. Some bullshit.
Oh
If I
no.
want to get lung cancer at 18, like, that's my right as an American.
I kind of like, okay, but have they also tackled the vaping products?
No, absolutely not. You can vape when you're like, in the womb. You can just
But
go
yeah, I see
nuts.
a ton of kids vaping.
Fuck yeah, it's so cool. Who doesn't want to inhale cotton candy air freshener? Fuck yeah, where do I sign up? I can't wait for the entire car to smell like this till you roll your fucking windows down. Anyway, Ben, back to where we're at with Farah and Rhys. Did you know Rhys is the strongest and most powerful super being, awesome uh, Lord of Fae ever in all of existence, Ben? He's the most powerful High Lord ever.
The Illyrians are Saiyans with wings, right?
Yeah, let's talk about Spy Master Azrael and Caspian the General.
That's not his name.
Cassian.
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 Yeah.
I'm like, that's not right. That had to be an
Caspian
autocorrect
is the
error.
sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So
So
there's this
Azrael
there's
and
this
Cassian.
race of lesser fae, a warrior race,
Yeah.
who have
A
a thing,
proud warrior
a proud
race.
warrior race who have a thing on their back that if you grab it's really sensitive, and that's their wings, not their tail. And they're really described like Saiyans. They can shoot lasers,
Hell yeah.
not ki blasts. They store their spiritual energy, their natural spiritual energy in gems, which they then fire spiritual fey magic blasts out of. It's not a Kamehameha.
And they say something like Gallic gun
Yeah.
before they fire them.
Look, I know she was into Sailor Moon, which I know because she's around my age means she watched Toonami and she watched Dragon Ball Z before Sailor Moon came on.
Well, we definitely it came on before. I thought it came on after Sailor Moon.
No, I thought No, you're right. Sailor
No,
Moon
because
might have come
Gundam
on
Wing was
first.
right after Dragon Ball Z.
You're right. You're right. If they get Gundams in the next one, my wife
Now
is
we'll know for
arguing. My
sure.
wife is arguing. There's a lot of Tenchi Muyo in this.
Yeah,
So
probably.
that's probably valid too.
But yeah, the we already talked about this. Amarantha is very much a villain from Sailor Moon, and I can't remember who
she's
it
Queen
was.
Beryl.
Like, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even look similar to each other.
No, she's Queen Beryl in this dude's Tuxedo Mask. Tuxedo Mask, and often turned evil.
Ah,
Like every season, somebody brainwashes him, and he's evil, and she's got to get him back. That happens over and over again to the point where, like, you wonder if his brain's still okay.
His brain doesn't need to be okay. That's not what we're into him for.
No, it's that cape. No, I definitely see it. But I think I'd like to imagine it makes him more attractive to me, I guess, to imagine him as being half Saiyan.
Yeah, because his mom was an Illyrian, and his dad was the High Lord. And they had a mating bond, so he was like, well, I guess we're going for it.
And that means Rhys is half high fae and half lesser fae, equating to just stock standard fae.
Yeah.
And he's the most powerful being on the
most
planet.
Powerful. Yeah.
And it comes out that the high fae, it turns out, perhaps unsurprisingly, they're the ones who decided to call them that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, what
and I guess high fae is just any fae that looks like a human with pointy ears. If you have any non-human characteristics, then you're lesser fae.
If you came across the wall, who would you have sex with? They're the high fae.
Right, but why does, like, the attractiveness relative to humans make the fae high
maybe
fae?
Maybe it's
do they know thirsty human women are reading this?
That is a good point. I was going to try and come up with something, but yeah, why are the high fae the ones that look like the slaves?
You'd think they would be more proud to display features that...
Yeah, the non-humans would be the high fae, and then the lesser fae would be the ones that look kind of human-like.
The guy who can fly with his own fucking wings is not jealous of me.
Yes, he is, Ben.
If
you
only
just
I
don't realize
have these
it. He's
hideous wings that grant me the power of flight.
Wings and his laser beams. He hates his life, Ben. He wishes he could walk upon the ground. I mean, he can walk upon the ground.
He still has legs, just like strong, powerful legs.
But like he wishes he could walk on the ground and not have any other choice. You know, it's the choice that does it. You have to choose to walk or fly, whereas we just get to walk.
I'm going to say, with all that powered flight, you're not getting your steps in. So
yeah.
So think about that.
And that's why I'm winning the fitness competition, even though you look like that and I look like this.
It would take like 100,000 calories for this to work. But
they find out she not only can she put up shields around her mind, she can infiltrate Rhysand's mind because she's part him
Yeah,
because he
because
helped resurrect her. And so
all the High Lords participated in her resurrection and unintentionally granted some small part of their power
in a
to her.
different time, in a different place, this is a different creation myth. And there's a lot more bodily fluids that go into creating this amalgamation.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm pretty sure, and I don't know how true this is, but
That's the best way to
one of the
start.
religions was like, the Japanese islands are just spooge from the gods. We just like, and that would be Feyre in this. All 7 high Fae just got around and just like they put it all in a little bowl and just
A cauldron,
mixed
if you
it
will.
up. There you go. I wanted to avoid the cauldron, but yeah, there you go. Maybe that's what's inside the cauldron, Ben. Maybe we didn't realize.
I suspected.
So, we spend some time with these people.
I don't know how to
So,
describe it because it is just sort of hanging out.
yeah, they do a lot of hanging out, and we hear a lot of their backstory. And let's see.
So I think the things you need to know is they're all like misfits, but they're all like
Yes.
misfits because they're so cool. And
Yeah.
Rhys and Cassian and Azriel, they're old like boot camp buddies. Like they all went to the Illyrian school for boys, which is a snow-covered mountain where you fight every day to the point of exhaustion. And they banded
Hell
together
yeah.
to survive because nobody could screw with them. And they had like,
And now women are being allowed into this military faction, Ben.
yes, yes, they are
How
kind of.
progressive? Even though, again, like
I think it's fine. I think
second and
it's
third, but
well, yeah. I could see the Illyrians are described though as having a more like they clip the wings of the females so they can't fly, and
yeah,
they've banned that
perfect.
practice. And I think Reese is like there's a I can buy that like
Oh
this
yeah, I think they were gonna
particular
clip Reese's mom's wings,
yeah.
and then his dad came along and was like, "Ah, shit, we're a mated bond now. Nope,
Yeah.
teleporting her out."
So they're all friends, they're really good friends, and they hang out and
And how does Morgan know them?
so Morgan, she is like pure high fae. She's excellent breeding stock. And she was to be sold into some kind of political marriage. And when she found out she would be sold into this political marriage,
To the
she
Autumn Court.
yeah, she knew Reese and they were friends, and Reese knew she hated her family, and Reese is like, well, you can come hang out with us up at the Barren Mountain camp. And she was like, I would love that. Thank you.
Hell
And
yeah.
they go up to the mountain camp, and she's like, you, Cassian, deflower me. I want to be valueless to this political marriage. And so they did that, and it turned into a whole big thing. And she kind of like got kicked out of her family. They beat the hell out of her. They tortured
They
her.
put a
The
nail through
the
her
Autumn
stomach.
Court called off the marriage. They're like, oh, she's not a virgin. She's worthless. And so they beat her up. Her own family did. And then they nailed a note to her that said, like, she's your problem now, and dumped her in the Autumn Court. And then Reese and them picked her up, and they like got her nursed back to health and everything. And now that Reese has taken over as High Lord, um, he has put her in charge of
Yeah.
managing the Nightmare Court, which is
Yeah,
where all
not a good plan, guys.
the
Yeah,
yeah, you
not a
should
good plan.
you should have known like she was friends with some powerful people, and maybe at least
Yeah, she knows the guy who will one day rule over us. Maybe we just kind of let this one slide,
I
you
don't know if
know?
they was Reese first in line. I don't remember
Reese only
that.
had a sister.
Yeah.
He was the older of the two.
Yeah.
And the most powerful.
Yeah. So maybe they thought at that point that like maybe Rhys wouldn't manifest the powers. But I think he already had. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's in warrior training camp. If
Yeah.
anything, he's only gained more powerful as the days go by.
Yeah, so anyway, now she's in charge of the nightmare court basically, and she runs the show and bullies her family, and Rhys will satisfyingly break her dad's arms and forbid him from seeking medical treatment, which was kind of cool.
That's what we call American healthcare.
Yeah. Rub some dirt in it, you fuck. I think the deal there is like he will eventually heal on his own because he's a fae, but it will be incredibly long and painful. But yeah, so that's her story, and so complicating that story. So she slept with Cassian to spite her family, but Azriel has a giant crush on her, and I think this has been going on for hundreds of years.
Yes, can you imagine having a high school crush for centuries? I think I would rather just die at that point.
It's very romance novel. I will say that.
It's like God, just put me out of my misery. God damn.
So Azriel is upset that he wasn't that she didn't choose him. And I don't think she really put any kind of thought into it like that. It's like Azriel was away and Cassian was there, and she only wanted to spite her family. Like they valued her virginity so highly, so she took it on her own terms. That was what that was about. It wasn't really about Cassian. So Feyre, being a person with eyes, she has detected the tension amongst these ancient immortal beings who have lived several times my own lifetime. And she says to Rhys, like, so what's up with like the three of them? And Rhys is like, oh, yeah, never talk about that. Never mention what you have seen there.
Even though there is no way for them to possibly not know.
Well, it's weird because I don't. What do you think? What's the vibe you get from Morgan? Do you think she knows that Azriel likes her?
I think she knows and is just like, eh.
Really?
Eh.
You think she's not into him?
I don't want to ruin this friendship by hooking up, so I'm just going to hook up with a bunch of other people instead.
Does she hook up with a bunch of other people?
I have no idea. I
don't think so.
I think she did. She said that she's had many lovers, but...
Well, maybe.
And probably those were all in front of him, so...
Well, I wonder, do you think she... So this is...
She has a conversation with Feyre at some point where she's like, he's never going to think he's good enough for me or some shit.
Yeah.
And he's exactly right. He's garbage, Feyre.
That's not.
He sucks.
That's not
no,
what she
I'm
says.
kidding. She doesn't say that.
No, because the vibe I get is that she's waiting for him to ask, and also maybe I'm kind of concerned that Cassian, though he seems to have moved on. I don't think they ever hooked up again.
Yeah, he also hooks up with ladies.
Yeah.
Cassian gets action.
But maybe Morgan's worried about... Because they're kind of brothers.
Polycule like guys.
I wondered if it was going that way, but I don't think so. Not in a world of mating bonds. I think this is universally recognized monogamy.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
But I wonder... No, because Cassian's going to go for Nesta. Isn't that what's going on there?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes for Nesta, then Morgan and Azriel.
It's not happening.
The way is cleared. I think it's happening.
It's not happening.
I'm shipping it.
I don't think it's happening.
I think they'd be good together.
I think they're not going to hook up, and maybe Azriel will even die. So
I could see him dying. I could see that. I don't think he's going to die though. Wounded. Who got their
he's
wings
already
shredded?
been wounded.
Who got their wings shredded?
Yeah, he's already been wounded, Ben. I'm pretty sure that was him who got his wings ruined.
Dang. Yeah, but no, I think they're going to make it work.
I don't have faith, Ben.
Well, because Cassian's going for Nesta. Everybody's got a pair off. I think this is that kind of novel. Everybody's got a pair off. So Cassian's going for Nesta. Elaine is going to Lucian, which I don't like.
That's weird.
I don't like Lucian. Fuck Lucian. But then that just leaves Feyre's all out of sisters now. So who else?
Yeah?
Who else they gonna wind up?
Dad.
Gonna give Feyre. Somebody did tell me that there is a like. It's weird that they call it a mating bond in that case, but somebody did tell me that there is like a same-sex bond. So it's
going to turn out. It's going to turn out that either Morgan or Azriel is gay. Is what we're going to find out.
It could be. I don't know.
We're going to take something completely out of left field.
I kind of imagined
keep you on your toes.
No, this is just me making wild predictions. I kind of imagined it being like the Disney thing where it's like two people in the background and see, I'm inclusive. Maybe I'm not giving her enough credit.
Well, Ben, let's see. Very talked about the training camp. Breaking your bones if you mess up at the training camp. Rhys gave the Court of Nightmares to his old court who didn't rebel against him. You know, the ones who he didn't slaughter upon his rise to being the High Lord. Which, why would you even fight him if he was the most powerful yada yada? But, you know, whatever.
There's a lot of that going around. I don't want to reopen the whole first episode of like why the humans wore what.
Why didn't he just have like, you're the most powerful High Lord, but I've got pocket sand, but it's really ash. Ah!
I mean, he does get his ass kicked in this book. So it is possible.
Well, Hybern is
He doesn't get his ass kicked by Hybern. He gets his ass kicked by Hybern's goons.
Well, obviously, if you jump him and you hit him with some big sticks...
Well, maybe that was their plan, Nate. Maybe their plan was to jump him and hit him with some sticks.
Well, yeah, but he gets his ass kicked by Ash. That's his weakness. It's 4 times super effective, Ben.
So get some of that.
He's a flying water type, and he got hit with an electric attack, Ben. It was 4 times super effective.
I don't remember anyone's name except Zayden Ryerson, but the main girl...
Zayden Ryerson.
Fuck, what's her name? Like, I want to say Violet Evergarden, but that's like an anime. Evergarden. That's an anime. That's one of those... It's like a manhwa.
Violet Evergarden.
Violet Evergarden is a Korean romance comic.
I kind of think we should write that, Ben.
It's taken. It's a Korean romance comic.
Ah, damn it.
I don't... Sorengale or something. Violet Sorengale, I think. She has...
Yeah, Violet Sorengale. I had to look it up.
Yeah.
Because you're right. I would not have remembered that. I know she has a sister and a dead brother. I don't remember their names. And she had a nerdy loser guy who was trying to protect her and wanted to get with her, but then he betrayed her.
Why do I want to say his name's Dane? Is his name Dane?
I wanted to say Mark, but I think Dane is correct.
I don't think
Mark
it's
from
not
that one
Mark.
book that I'm not allowed to talk about anymore.
I don't know what you're talking. Is it the...
It's the one where the guy wrote about it was romance during or around World War II.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Never mentioned that there's a war.
Okay,
That guy had a real Mark energy, you know.
moving right along.
Anyway, why did you bring up Violet?
Oh, 'cause she has lightning, so she could take out Rhys.
Oh, there you go. I mean, he's not really a water type. I guess he'd be a dark type. Whatever,
He'd be
man.
a
I
dark
don't
type, so
know.
he's weak to
I don't.
fighting.
I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what is strong against dark types. I don't understand, Ben.
Fighting
So
is
I
fairy,
think
I
fighting
think.
is
Eh,
fighting and
Fairy, I think.
ghosts. I think ghost or
Uh,
other dark types. I can't
no,
remember.
Ghost is weak to Ghost. That's what you're thinking of.
I think ghost is strong against dark. Then
No, I don't think so. I think it's Fairy.
hold on. I'm gonna pull up a type chart now. This is very important for the discussion of A Court of Mist and Fury. So,
If Sarah J. Maas made a monster catching game, I think she'd have something there. Oh,
okay,
but it'd be
dark
weird and
type.
sexy. No, you're right. No, you're right. We can't do that.
Dark type is weak to fighting, weak to bug, and weak to fairy.
See?
Okay.
Yeah. But Bug is such a weird, like, oh, we didn't know what to do, so it's Bug. It's weak to Bug.
Yeah, like how bug was strong against psychic,
Still
and then
is.
like yeah, but in Gen 1 it was like the one of the few things that was good against psychic, but like all the bugs sucked, so psychic was just
Well, there was
overpowered.
like one bug move in the whole game that was an attack.
Yeah, it was they were terrible.
Yeah.
And then all the ghosts were also part poison, so they were weak to psychic.
Yeah. Were they all? Ghastly isn't.
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, he is.
Ghastly,
Yeah,
Haunter, Gengar
you're
are
right.
ghost poison
No,
types.
were they dual types in the first gen?
Yeah,
I didn't think they. I didn't think they had dual types in the first gen.
I didn't either, but I even just Googled it.
Well, yeah, but are we talking about
Because
the first gen, or are we talking about like
talking about
Fire
first gen,
Red?
we're talking about red, blue, and special Pikachu edition. Because Fire Red is third gen, even though it's a remake of
No,
the first
I
game. It's
agree
considered
with
third
you.
gen.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah. So anyway, that he would be a dark flying type, and I guess he would be
Lightning would still work then.
yeah, but it wouldn't be 4 times as
Wouldn't be
effective.
4 times effective.
The way that Ash is. Maybe
Yes.
there should be an Ash type. Ash Ketchum.
Ash
Ash
Ketchum.
Ketchum.
Full circle, buddy. Now I have to leave it in.
So let's see. Rhysand was captured, and he's like, that's a story for another time, and we do hear it later. He's trying to get Feyre to work for him while we're hanging out with this group, because there's a war coming. If you recall, at the end of the last book, everyone was like, hey, this Amarantha is a big deal, but like, she's just working for this Hybern fellow, so
Amaranth is a big deal, but I'm trying to start a franchise here.
yeah.
So
Yeah, we need a villain for the first book, and then we need our Thanos. You know,
bingo.
that's just good. That's just good marketing.
It's good
You
story
know.
planning, yeah.
So here's what we know. Um, we know that we never caught the adder, and also that ring with Jurian's eye that was on Amarantha's finger that you didn't think would be super important. Actually, that's super important. That went missing. We know that Hybern has been attacking monasteries to get legs for a cauldron, Ben, and he's going to put that eye in the cauldron, and it's not jism. I don't know why you think that's jism. And he's then going to pour the cauldron out, and a fully formed resurrected guy is going to come out of that. And Jurian's going to be reborn. And I guess Jurian, even though he fought against Hybern's armies, will then join Hybern. And was also tortured by one of Hybern's generals for hundreds of years. Will join Hybern because something.
Oh, because
Because
he
he
hates his ex-girlfriend. more
I
than
think I would hate the person who murdered me and then stuck my eye on a ring. Oh, tortured me, murdered me, put my eye on a ring so I had to watch everything for the rest of my existence. And then just when I think like, oh, I get to finally have the sweet release of death, her boss resurrects me and wants me to fight in his fucking war.
well, no, he's like, look, I'll tell you where your ex is. I don't know, but
Ah.
we can find out together. It's not a power you'd
It's the
learn from a
Palpatine.
Jedi. Yeah.
It's the Palpatine.
I just need you to betray everything you've ever believed in because I'm like 85% sure I can figure out the stuff you need.
Yeah. Yeah, Darth Plagueis the Wise. So wise he couldn't even not get stabbed in his sleep. Fucking idiot. God, that fucking movie. Anyway, so yeah, they raided monasteries and temples and they got those 3 legs, Ben. They apparently were not very hard to obtain or find. Or maybe they were and it took him hundreds of years to find them. One of those two, Ben. It's a little ridiculous, but these are the cards we're dealt, and this is the war that we got to fight.
The legs of the
So,
cauldron are a really underwhelming artifact.
yes,
I'm sorry.
it is very. I agree with you 100%. I was like, that's what they're guarding? The fucking legs for a cauldron?
I don't think she.
If he doesn't,
I think she
if he
made it
doesn't
up as
have
she
all
went
the
along,
legs,
and she
if he
was like,
doesn't have all the legs, it'll tip over, Ben. And then you'll have to have someone like hold it up, and
Yeah.
it just won't look as good.
"Yeah, no, it's all made." I'm sorry, that's just silly.
I didn't think the cauldron was a real cauldron.
No,
and
that's
I didn't.
such a bad idea.
And if it were a real cauldron, I would expect it to be the size of like a moon, not like just cauldron size.
Yeah, it should be like a volcano or something.
Yeah, it would be a cauldron where like, okay, we don't want to tip it over because it will accidentally burr the world or something. Not like
Like, you know how
some
in Lord of the
guy.
Rings they have rings and not like parts of a chair?
Sauron gave each of the 9. That one got legs. That one got like the back.
spoke. Yeah, and then if they put it all together, they'll assemble the throne of the king. And it's like, no,
and that's why Sauron in that universe didn't enslave them, because they got those gifts and were like, this is stupid, and they threw it in the trash. And Sauron was like, damn it, I didn't get them. I thought for sure giving them IKEA furniture and some instructions would really get them together.
No, it could have been anything, and she went with like cookware.
Yeah, I thought the cauldron was like a metaphor. Like, this is a creation myth. There once was not a universe, and then shit poured out of a cauldron, and now we have a universe.
You know how Tolkien doesn't believe in allegory? Sarah J. Maas doesn't believe in metaphor.
It's a real fucking cauldron.
If I say,
it's my fault for thinking it was.
If I say it's a cauldron, it's a fucking pot. Okay, it's a cast iron pot. You need to season it. You can't wash it.
you need all 3 legs. You don't want it to fall over. So we need to do a series of things. All right. We need to first go confirm that is in fact what is happening. So we're going to go on a side quest for that. Feyre, I need you to do that. Then we need to go on another side quest. It's going to turn out to be important later, but not for this plot. But you're going to have to go get a ring for me. All right? You don't know that's what it is, but you're going to find out that's what it is. It's really important. All right? Then after that, the first guy that we talked to, he knows how to nullify the cauldron. He's going to tell us what we need to do. So we're going to go on another fetch quest. 2 of them, in fact. 1 fetch quest in the Summer Court, 1 fetch quest to the Human Queens. And also, they are going to send us on another fetch quest. We are going to go into the Court of Nightmares to get an orb that tells the truth. Then we're going to come back to the Queens.
The orb
got all that?
The orb that tells the truth was hands down the flimsiest, most nonsensical part of this whole thing.
We just need a reason to go to the Court of Nightmares and then have another scene with the queens, I guess.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say, as we discussed this, I did not dislike part 2. It is very side questy. There's a lot of busy
Yes.
work, but
I mean, it was enjoyable. I never put the book down and went, I'd rather do something else.
the way it's written, what she does to keep you engaged, like as described point by point on paper, it's not going to sound very entertaining, but what she does to keep you engaged is you get a little bit more of like the gossip, like the tea. You get a little bit more of like, oh, this is how Morgan, Cassian, and Azriel fit together. Oh, this is what Amryn is. Oh, this is some of Rhys's past. And you're getting more of the history of the world and character development, character interactions. So she does a good job of like keeping it moving, and she just kind of needs things for them to do while they have these character moments. And so it's still pretty good. It's going to sound very like checkboxy as we describe it, because I'll be honest, like we get the Truth Orb, we get the first book, we get the second book, we get the ring, we get the
we go to the bone
bone guy,
bone carver. Yeah.
It's now the bone carver. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, he's the first guy we go to. We go to a prison that's a prison for like ancient beings.
I know
like,
this came first, but it's the prison from Poppy War. It's a mountain where like all these super powerful beings are interred.
Yeah.
Uh,
pretty much.
Yeah.
And they're gonna meet the bone carver, and he gives you information in exchange for information, and so Feyre gives him some information about herself and like what happens when she died. Did you see anything afterwards? And
Nope.
Nope. I saw a cauldron. Is that no? So he's like, okay, yes. Number 1, 3 legs were taken from the cauldron, so now it's at full power. It can sit on 3 legs without tipping over.
It's just
all right?
so lame.
And the bone carver, he appears different to everyone who sees him,
which was cool.
So that's cool.
Not lame. He appears to
then,
Feyre as a child with haunting, bright blue eyes. So this deep voice comes out of this child. It's very cool. Like if they ever adapt it, they better get that right, because that's very cool.
And the cauldron had a book that was forged from it. Half the book was given to the Fae, and half was given to the 6 human queens, so that no one can use it unless we come together.
I guess you could have just not made a book.
Yeah, that would have been helpful. But
also, it's in a language no one can read.
And we figured that out later. It's to nullify the cauldron's power. And
well, that's one use. The other way is it's an instruction manual on how to use the cauldron, written in Abyssal. And
yes.
No one's allowed to take an exotic language in this. If you start out as a normal player character, you have to do something special to learn Abyssal. I'm not just going to give it to you.
You get Common or you get Fae, or both. That's it.
Maybe
That's
French.
Maybe French. So, yeah, we've gotta get these 2 halves of the book. First half is in the Summer Court, so that's where we're going. Second half is with the human queens, and you can't take it by force because then it will just be destroyed.
No, someone really wanted you to have to deal with these women.
Yeah, someone. God. Oh boy, yeah. Hey, that's why birth is not a good way of determining who should have all the power. Maybe we should think about that too. Maybe birth shouldn't determine who's on top and who's on the bottom, you know?
Well, then how would we determine it?
The Olympics, Ben.
The Olympics?
No, wait, I'll lose that. How about
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you gotta be born pretty gifted to win the Olympics.
Book podcasting, Ben. Who has the best book podcast? And according to Good Pods, it's us. So
hey, I think we're like top
We'll do that.
50 overall.
We'll do that Roman thing. Nope, nope. We're number one. We'll do that Roman thing where like every other month we're president.
I like
So
that.
yeah, let's do that. So anyway, before we go to deal with these women in the summer court, we gotta go to the Weaver, Ben. And you gotta be. Rhysand can't go in there because she knows his particular scent. She's blind, you see, but she can like sense things. She won't be able to sense Feyre because Feyre is like a new, different thing. She's a little bit of like 7 different high Fey lords, mixed with some human. Anyway, so you gotta go in there. You gotta find something that really just reeks of Rhysand. You know, just that right there is something that Rhysand gave her, and we need to take it. We need to leave. Don't touch anything else because then she will get your scent and she will fuck you up. But obviously, she gets her scent anyway. She grabs that ring, and then the Weaver closes all the doors and is like, "Who is in my house?" And Feyre's like, "I need to get the fuck out. Oh my god, I'm panicking. I'm pretending like I'm having trauma again. I'm
Everything
not
here
pulling
is
myself up by my bootstraps.
everything here is made of human flesh. She's
So
weaving bodies into fabric, just bolts of fabric.
yeah, what else are you gonna do when you're immortal and blind?
I don't know, make a tapestry.
Like, no.
Let's just make generic bolts of fabric.
Then I'll be the tapestress.
No, you can still call them weavers.
Well, anyway, Feyre starts climbing out the chimney, and
the chimney's covered with grease and fat from human corpses.
And the Weaver is gonna get her. So Feyre rips out a brick and chucks it at her head.
I loved that so much. I was so happy.
It turns out the Weaver is weak to bricks, Ben. She's a powerful creature.
Feyre has the powers of 7 High Lords, and when threatened, she could think of nothing to do but huck a brick at it. And you know what? That works. Most things are going to respond adversely to being hit in the face with a brick. That really wrecked the Weaver's day. Also in eldritch Lovecraftian horror. But you know what? Still has a face, still got hit with a brick.
Yeah. That's how we're going to beat Cthulhu when it comes back. We're going to huck a brick at it.
Yeah.
And it's going to want to die. When we're done with it, it's going to want to be dead again.
When Feyre runs out, escapes and everything, and Rhys is like, "What the fuck did you do?" And she's like, "Oh, I hucked a brick at her, and I think I set her house on fire." And he's like, "Holy shit. That's awesome."
Yeah.
It's the best thing anyone's ever done. Like, everybody's afraid to go to this place. Like, everybody's terrified of this lady who takes people apart and turns their sinews into thread. And Feyre just goes in there, sets her house on fire, hits her in the head with a brick, and leaves. And her legend grows. She's Feyre Cursebreaker, Hucker of Bricks.
Goddamn right.
First of her name.
We need some neutral territory to get these queens to come see us, I guess.
Feyre, you have a house.
We need to do it in the mortal world. Yeah, Feyre, you've got a house.
Tamlin bought it for your family.
Yeah, but he's an asshole.
Yeah, no, I guess he just isn't watching it. He just didn't realize Feyre would ever visit her family. That seems like something he obviously... He's not smart, Tamlin.
Well, to be fair, her family didn't come to the wedding, so...
Despite Anthony really trying to get her to get there. So Feyre, like, you're next of kin. Who do you love the most? If you had to rank your sisters in terms of, like, who could best be used as leverage against you?
Yeah.
Is it Nesta?
God, no.
Who I keep wanting to call Nestle and have to consciously avoid?
I think the same thing. You better watch out. She's going to steal all your water.
Yeah. The Nestle
So
court.
the Nestle Court, the fucking chocolate rabbit.
It's Chocolate
So
Rabbit. You better believe you're going to pay him. You're going to pay him for that water.
fucking right. That's his water.
People are wearing like still suits.
The difference being they don't get to drink their own water recycling. They have to pour it off into a bottle and then pay for it.
Just going to pitch like Dune, but instead of the Harkonnens, it's Nestle.
Ben, write it. Come on.
I think there's something there. Yeah, I should.
So. Nesta hates Faye, big old racist, and
Nesta hates
Elaine.
everything. She's
Yeah.
not. She's not racist. She's just miserable.
There you go. And Elaine is getting married to a lord's son who
Is
hates
racist.
Faye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're kind of shitty towards Feyre, and Cassian is like, "Wow, Nesta, your sister literally died for you." And just in general died, and like you're shitting on her for it. You could do with being a little bit less of an ass. You're literally living in a house that was paid for by her sacrifice, and before that, she was the only reason you had food on the table, and you're just an ass.
And Nesta's like, "Hey Cassian, how about you shut up before I stick my foot so far up your ass you're tasting my toenail polish?" And he's like, "You know what? One day we're gonna get married, okay?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna see who's tasting what."
Spoiler: it's both. That's why 69 was invented. Neither of us have to be the dom or the sub.
No, that's definitely a relationship where they take turns. They're switching.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So
You know, the thing is, I say that jokingly, like I'm not gonna find out. Like it hasn't already been written how this. Like I'm definitely gonna know every detail of their sex life before the series is over.
So let's see. So they're gonna write a bunch of letters to the queens and hope that the queens will come to this house and meet. So that's our plan there. While that's taking shape, let's go to the summer court. We gotta get that first half of the book. So Feyre, I need you to flirt a lot with the Summer Lord. He is recently made Lord, and by recently I mean in fairy time, so sometime in the last 50 years. His predecessor is killed by Amarantha, and he was like, and also his predecessor is like all of his children were killed. This is like a cousin of the, like a nephew of the previous High Lord, and he's young and boisterous, and like he's easy to love. Feyre, it's easy to love. I'm gonna be a little jealous, but that's because this is a romance novel, and there's got to be a little bit of like flirty other stuff. To be fair, you're gonna be a little jealous of me because I'm gonna flirt with his hot sister.
Yeah, and the summer guy is pretty cool because he wants equality between high fae and lesser fae. And first order of business on that agenda is figuring out different names for the groups. Perhaps even not having names for the groups.
How about
Maybe they're just all fae.
human-like fae and the uglies? Is that is that doing it for you?
It's kind of an improvement. I mean, it implies the only difference is aesthetic and not like an order of degree of, humanity, I guess.
Grand fae and like.
What if like you're fae 1 and we're fae A?
How about we're fae alpha and you're fae
Sigma.
Okay.
See, an alpha needs a pack. The Sigma goes its own way.
Yeah, that's sure. Yeah. Why is it that Silver and Gold's third game was Crystal, and then like Pearl and Diamond's third game was Platinum? Like that just doesn't make sense to me.
No, you're actually very right.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, they just weren't thinking.
Yeah. That was stupid of them.
Wow. Yeah, I think we got to throw all those away and just start over.
Yeah. Yeah. Generation A.
Gold and silver, solid. Uh,
I never
diamond,
played them.
diamond and pearl, nah.
I heard those were pretty mess, so I skipped them.
Yeah, it's really just like plain vanilla, like the flavor vanilla.
There you go. Vanilla and chocolate. And then the third is strawberry. Come on, guys. How hard could this be?
Peanut butter
Anyway,
and jelly, and then marshmallow.
there you go. Ketchup and mustard and pickle relish.
Yeah,
Or mayonnaise, whichever. Yeah. I guess depends on what kind of sandwich you're putting it on.
you get some kind of hot dog Pokemon. Yeah,
So this is really turning out.
I'm surprised
So
they haven't
anyway,
done
we're at the
that.
summer court, and she's like, "My dad is I guess he's a merchant again now that he actually has money. So I'd like to see all your jewels and treasure and stuff." And she's looking around. She's like, "Oh, look at all the jewels and treasure and stuff, but there's no book.
I do
There's no
like.
book."
There's
So
no
she
book.
starts,
There's no book amongst the jewels and treasure. Have I perhaps asked the wrong questions?
and she's thinking like, "Rhys, you should just ask him for the book." And he's like, "Yeah, but then what if he says no?"
To be
I think,
fair, I'm on Reese's side with that.
yeah, because if he does say no, we're in trouble.
Yeah, so there's an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation that has much this same conundrum. So there's a race of like weird little people that are tied into their computers. And if their computer dies, then they die. And they
Shit.
need the Enterprise to save their homeworld. And so they knock out the entire crew and they steal the Enterprise. And when they get there and they fix everything, Jean-Luc's like, why didn't you just ask us? And they're like, well, there's a small chance you'll say no. And if you say no, then you'll be on high alert and it'll be much harder to steal. So probability and statistic dictates we just steal it and then ask for forgiveness.
Yeah. There's
So,
an episode like that on DS9, a much better series.
oh, I disagree.
So much better.
Some of the characters are better in Deep
I
Space
like
Nine.
DS9 a lot more.
I
Now, granted, I think in order to even enjoy Next Generation, you got to skip like the first 2 seasons, except for maybe a few episodes, because there's a lot of shit early on.
Wesley is painful.
And the episodes just in general, where the first several episodes
Beardless
are painful.
Riker is a rough one too.
Yeah. I think they were also wearing uniforms that did damage to their spinal columns because they were so tight. They were just a onesie.
When they were also padded, they had muscle padding.
But yeah, so they're not going to ask, they're going to take. And when Feyre is out looking, she's like, I wonder if this little castle thing in the middle of the ocean or a lake? I can't. What is it?
Okay, it's in like the harbor in the sea.
There you go.
It's in the ocean. Thing. It's in the ocean, and it's a tidal cave, basically. So
yeah, and she's asking about like, oh, I want to check that out, and they're like, why would you want to do that? It's a boring old place. There's probably nothing in there anyway.
And then she's reading like, their minds, and they're like, why is she thinking that? Why is she asking that? Do we have to kill her now? Should we kill her? Should we kill her? I think we're going to have to kill her. We're going to kill her, right? And then she's like, you know what? I don't need to go there.
And she uses her mind to just like slip in, like she slips past his shields, and then she's like, nah, she's your friend, remember? She's your friend. She's just like whispering things in his mind. She's your friend. Don't worry about it. She freed you, remember? Think good thoughts. Good thoughts. And then she's like, all right, yeah, just show me the city. And they take her to the city, and she's like, I'm so fucking bored. I don't want to be here in this stupid city. I just want to go raid an ancient temple in the middle of the ocean. but I gotta wait a day now.
Yeah, that's fair.
So here's our plan. All right, Amarind and Feyre.
What did you just
We're gonna
say?
Amarind,
I think it's just Emran.
Amarind, whatever,
You're
man.
saying like tamarind.
Yes, delicious. So Amarind and Feyre, when the tide goes out, they're gonna go in. Meanwhile, Rhysand is going to be flying up above, scanning for anyone who might alert, who might sound the alarm, and he's going to kick their ass, right?
I do like how he does do that. He kicks their ass, and then as they're leaving, like with the alarm raised and people declaring war on their kingdom for this, he's like, I forgot I could erase their minds.
Yeah, I could have just made them forget they saw anything.
Yeah. He's like, he does say, I straight up forgot I could do that.
Yeah, I'm out of practice and I made a whoopsie.
But the book's down there. There's a lot of traps. The book itself is kind of a dick. And
Yeah,
Amron does
and it
some
talks.
some fancy god magic, and they might drown. Do you think they're going to drown? Well, they drown a
Yep, that's how the
little.
book ends. They drown, but then the seven high fae come up and resurrects her again.
No, then the seven merlords. No,
There you go.
so they.
Oh yeah, they are
Yeah,
freed.
yeah.
They are saved by some water wraiths who are like, "You gave our sister jewels. Our debt's repaid. Okay, bye."
Well, now hold on. I gave your sister a lot of jewels.
Yeah, yeah. You're still indebted to me for a while now. If I
I don't know.
drown again, you
Yeah,
better be there.
I don't know what you think a lifeguard gets paid, but that's a summer job for college kids. Okay, I gave your sister like $50,000. All right, so if I am drowning again, you're gonna save me. Also, like there
So
could be more jewels. Like if all it takes to establish a network of common people that are going to help me get out of many tense situations is like a ring I'm never going to wear again. Yeah, here, fucking take it.
yeah. Now we do learn that Tamlin shut down the Spring Court. I almost said the Supreme Court. I would be fine with either. And it turns out there's no tax on the city dwellers, Ben, or bullshit tithe. Oh yeah, they escaped from the summer court.
No, there is a tax. He says there's like a reasonable tax for the upkeep of the city, but there's no
But
tithe.
they don't have to come before me at my summer palace and bow and give me a percentage of their goods and maybe just kiss it, just kiss it a little bit. Tell me that I'm your high lord and that I'm your high lord daddy and that I own you. Just yeah, there's none of that.
To be fair, Reese has a full blown like modern service economy in this city,
Yeah.
which
Yeah. He's got something from modern day in this. Yeah.
Now, I don't judge Reese for having this because we keep saying they have magic. Why are they so backwards? Reese isn't. He has magic, and he's like, yes, we have magic. We live like technologically advanced, fancy people. Tamlin is cosplaying a feudal lord for some reason. I don't know. It does make Tamlin seem dumber. I actually think Reese makes more sense.
The summer court person also does, but
Not really. He's kind of like 50-50.
oh, he does send them like blood rubies that I have. It's basically I have put fatwa upon you.
Oh yeah, but that one guard is hitting on Amron, and he sends
Yeah.
her something along with it to like, hey, like, yeah, I know, like, technically we have to kill each other now, but you seem like the kind of person that's like not going to matter with. Like, I feel like if I kill you, I just free you from the prison of the flesh.
Can I maybe get some death by snoo snoo? You know.
You know what? I have a hard time picturing Amron actually, because they describe her as having like a bob, and like being kind of short. I picture her as like Raven from Teen Titans. I don't know.
Who?
Amryn. She has like hair down to her neck. My hair is longer than hers, and she's supposed to look very young, but not, but be like her personality is at odds with her youthful appearance.
Ah.
And she's short. She's shorter than all of them.
All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is when we learn that
Oh, and you know another
the
problem I
book.
have, appearance wise, the Morrigan is blonde, and
Oh yeah, that's weird.
you pictured her with black hair, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Absolutely, she should have black hair.
Even Dragon Age got that one right.
Yeah, you're in the Night Court. Why the fuck are you blonde?
From all that sun that you get.
Nah, she should have
Can't
black
control
hair.
the heavens, Ben.
Should have black hair. But go on.
Yeah, 100%. She needs to dye it for us. Yeah, this is when we learn that the language of the book is not a language of this world. So Amarin is the only one who can even possibly comprehend it.
Good thing
So
we
thank
had one
God
of
that we
those.
have
Yeah.
you. That would have been really shitty if we got this book and just had no one around to read it. Rhysand is also like, you know what? I wanted to be Tarquin. That's his name, the Summer Lord. I wanted to be his friend too, but I couldn't risk it. I should have just asked him for the book, but I didn't, Feyre. I didn't. I should have listened.
I wanted to be his buddy, but we were not destined to be buds.
And then I blinked out. What's happening? Are we fucking in a store or something? And she's sitting between Rhys's legs, and it's steamy, and it's an illusion.
What?
So that happened.
I don't 100% remember that.
Yeah, I think it was fantasy nudity. So you just
Oh. I'll tell you what,
so
if you want to get the real thing, you go get that truth orb.
so now we're going
That
to
was uncomfortable.
we're going to learn about the various court politics and their masters, except Tamlin. Fuck that guy. We also learned during this that Rhysand killed Tamlin's dad. I think we mentioned why already in the first episode, right?
Yeah, because they killed his mom.
And sister.
Yeah.
So he and his dad killed Tamlin's entire family. And then
Fair.
Tamlin killed Rhysand's dad when Rhysand was trying to stop his
And
dad from killing
they have a
Tamlin.
moment where they look at each other and like, did we just both become kings? Hell yeah, high five, and then they're out.
And this is when we learn that the queens can winnow, aka teleport. And they're like, oh my god, how can a human do that? It's a secret. And they pretend to be kind of shitty and bitchy. And you're like, okay, there's a war coming. Like, Highburn still exists. Remember him from the first war? I mean, you don't because you weren't there, but he's going to invade and he's going to kick our asses. You should give us that book. And they're like, you know who I should give the book to? No one. Eat my asshole. And then he's like, okay, what if I could convince you that wingspan equals dick length? I mean, that I am not a monster as everyone believes and has believed for hundreds of years.
Okay, but like, what are you gonna give me?
I'm gonna give you a truth orb that shows a magical city that
I
I
don't care
built.
about your
It
magic
has
city.
a fairy Starbucks without all the corporate greed, Ben.
What are you going?
It's
Yeah,
the perfect version
can I
of a
go there?
Starbucks.
Can I go there?
You can, but they don't want to. They're afraid that I'll just take you to a dungeon and lock you up or some shit.
I want stuff.
Yeah, why don't I just give you a big bag of jewels? Like, here you go. Give me that book. Here's like a big old bag of jewels.
Well, I have jewels. What else?
And
you got?
wingspan equals dick length, if you know what I mean. That is a joke that Feyre asks about. Because Cassian brings it up. So yeah, he doesn't have a great bargaining chip. Like, say, for example, immortality. I don't know why I thought of that. Like, I'm just throwing out weird things that you might be able to offer the queens if you were in fact someone else. But and Jorian's been talking to the queens as well, convincing them that Rhysand is a piece of shit. So now we have to go get that orb from the Court of Nightmares, and also now they can sense Rhysand whenever he uses his magic because people are firing ash arrows at him. And I would imagine that it would be very hard to fire an arrow like miles into the air, but they can, so whatever. So we need to figure out who's hunting me and why, but like it could only be one of two people, right? It's either Hybern or Tamlin. So
It's both.
yeah, it is as comes out. They then go to the Court of Nightmares, and he's like, I don't want you to go with me, and she's like, no, I want to go. And he's like, okay, but I have to be an asshole because that's my thing. That's what they know me by, and I am going to sit you in my lap and do some heavy public petting, and there is going to be a river coming out of your lady parts for everyone to see.
There's no other way.
There's no other way.
There's just no other way to distract people. I couldn't just like talk and make them listen, because if they leave, I'll kill them.
You also can't just say, give me the orb, I'm your ruler. If you say no, I'll kill you with my magic. But no, I've got to distract them while Morgan goes to get the orb. And then he's like, all right, I think we're done here. And Morgan's dad whispers within earshot, I imagine right next to Rhysand, you'll get what's coming to you, whore. So Rhysand starts just magically breaking his bones to force him to apologize. And I'm like, what did you expect?
Yeah,
what were you thinking?
That one's on you, buddy.
Yeah, you're a dumb shit.
He has to. You insulted him in front of the entire court. Like, he has to. Even if he liked you.
So, and he doesn't. He's okay if your daughter murders you.
And
he's encouraging it.
The human queens, like, the reason I say the truth orb is the side questiest side quest is because the PDA, like the weird PDA distraction they have to do doesn't really make any sense at all. There's people have, since the dawn of time, people have staged diversions in many ways in many places that didn't involve fingering. And the truth orb, who the fuck cares? He's like, they're like, hey, human queens, this is a truth orb. Everything you see is true now.
Yeah.
They could have been like, hey, fairy, this is...
Wait, why do we need to go see the bone carver if we...
This is a truth candle. Everything in the presence of this candle is true. Like, so try to lie. Bet you can't.
So then he and Feyre get into an argument.
You know what they should have done with the truth orb? Asked some fucking questions.
Nah.
Hey, let's all gather around.
Good way to get information.
Let's all gather. Yeah, that's what you do with Zone of Truth in D&D. Let's all gather around the truth orb and just announce our allegiances.
Yeah, who here is on Team Hybern?
Is anyone here a spy for Hybern? Oh,
shit, that is a lot of hands.
Yeah,
lot of hands raising now, huh? But he and Feyre have an argument, and she's like, "What if you let someone in and they hated you anyway?" And then he's like, he sulks off, but he returns in time for Starfall.
I don't know what
so the fuck they can have a romantic. It's like the Spring Court's fertility dance festival, but with stars.
No, here's what screwed me up about Starfall, okay? And maybe some Court of Thorns and Roses heads out there can tell me how this works. So the Starfall is not falling stars. It's not meteorites. It's a migration of spirits. Spirit animals, spirit insects, I don't know. But it's actually like things moving across the sky. And Tamlin flies up into the midst of it, And these
Tamlin.
endangered spirit, or not Tamlin, Rhys flies up into the midst of it, and these endangered spirit creatures that there's less of them every year, they just start flying into his face and exploding on
Hell
his
yeah.
face. He's just standing in the middle of it, killing, I think, dozens of these things. But
Fuck
they
yeah.
cover him in glowing goo. Like if you squeezed a lightning bug out on
Spooge.
your face
It's
and the
spooge.
bioluminescent fluid glows for a little bit. That's what's going on there. And it's super hot. But that's what you need to know. The takeaway from this is it's super hot. They're covered in bug juice.
And
Endangered bug juice.
every Starfall, Amarantha would force him into boning her all night long as a punishment for being her right hand man, I guess. Like, take that.
Yeah.
So then we're gonna go to the Illyrian war camp, Ben. uh, that's what we're doing, and God, what even happens there? We talk about how women are in the
Oh, they
camp and
train her
they're
powers. He
training
gets
and they're
hit with a bunch
training
of
their
ash
powers.
arrows, and then
Yeah, then the ash arrows
we
hit him.
gotta move this along. This is over an hour and 40 minutes
This
right
is
now.
fucking taking for. Well, here's the thing, Ben. Part 3 will probably be like 40 minutes. Part
Fine.
3 is almost nothing. So everything is in part 2. Then yeah, he gets hit by ash
Gets hit by
arrows,
ash
and
arrows.
Feyre
They
uses her
have a little stay at a
powers.
Holiday Inn. They do some fingering again. They I'm sorry, we got to speed it along.
Feyre kills the assailants who are hybrid people, and yeah, there is a lot of finger blasting, and then Lucian shows up and he's like, "We've been hunting you for a while," and he's gonna try and teleport her away, and she's like, "I'll fucking kill you if you try that."
She
And
grows
then
wings. She can do that
and
now.
then yeah, and then Rhys shows up and is like, "You heard the lady, fuck off, Lucian, you dumb shit." And then Lucian fucks off. And then I wrote a quote, "You have no idea how much I love these nips." I don't know where that came from, but we're just moving along. I'm throwing them out there.
Oh no, he does. He talks about that before the fingering in the hotel. He talks about
right.
how much he loves her boobs, and I don't know. Look, when you're in the moment, you say a lot of weird shit that like isn't really meant to be put under a microscope later. That's most of this scene.
Oh yeah, the ash arrows was the end of this part, and
Yeah,
they were
yes,
poisoned, and then
yeah.
she gets the cereal again from the first one, and is like, "How do I cure the bloodbane poison?" And they're like, "Well, you have the High Lord of the Dawn blood, which is magic. Just make him drink it."
Oh yeah, and then the
And
cereal is also like, and by the way, did you know that you've got the mating bond with him? And
and she's
she's,
like, "What?
oh my
I've only been
god,
finger blasted by him a few times. How did this happen?"
we've
And then
only
she's like,
gotten to second base. How could
in
we
public.
possibly have the mating bond?
So after he is nursed back to health, she's like, "When were you gonna fucking tell me?" And he's like, "Ooh, oh boy." So it's not what you think. And she's like, "Fuck you," and she flies away, and that's the end of part 3.
Yeah, she has
Two,
She has
part 2.
Morgan take her to a cabin in the woods.
Take me to a cabin in the woods. Do we even get the second part of the book yet, or is that part 3?
Did that happen with the truth orb, or did
Let
they
me
go
see.
away to
He's got a
consider it? I don't know.
huge cock.
The one.
Uh,
Look, I'll tell you how they get the book.
the adder attacks her, and they beat him up. I'm getting that shit in. And one of the queens leaves the other half of the book behind
Is that
when
not
they're like,
part 3?
I have no fucking
It's
clue.
part 3, so just shut up. Don't talk about that. I think that's part 3 because okay,
Oh yeah, yep. You're right.
yeah.
You're right. All right,
Long
cut that part
story
out, but leave the
short,
adder in because he's important.
I forgot what the adder even was, and I still don't care.
He's some sort of snake man.
That's dumb. Who cares?
But he's gonna be important in a moment. In
When
part
there's
3,
a million
when we
of
see him
him,
again,
rendering
Yeah.
him not important.
No, he is the adder. Okay,
And what are the other ones? Those adders?
lesser adders. The high adder and the lesser adders, Ben.
Some adders? What article do we use to define them? I don't care. So that's part 2.
Jesus.
A lot of finger blasting. We discover a mating bond, and there's a lot of character growth and character development, character bonding. We kind of had to rush at the end, and I'm kind of impatient now. But like, it's charming. Okay, these characters, they're fun. They're much better characters than the first book. I like them a lot. I'm kind of sorry she didn't hurt Lucian. I wish she would have harmed Lucian a little bit more, like popped him in the nose or something. Cause God, I hate that guy. But that's whatever. We'll talk more about Lucian in part 3 because I especially hate him in part 3. She's my mate. Fuck you, man. But yeah. So that's part 2. A Court of Fingers and Blasting. They should have just called it part 2, second base. But there we are. So on that note, I'm going to seamlessly transition into thanking our patrons. And our patrons are Isekai Sensei Sama of the That Time I Got Reincarnated in the Same World as an Anime Podcaster podcast. There is oh boy, I forget the name of it. I forget the name of this comic, but there is an episode on Isekai Sensei Sama's podcast I did with him about a Korean romance comic where there are 4 courts and they do have weird powers, and one of them is a kid whose blood heals you. And that was bugging me the whole time I was reading this, and now it can bug him, and I'm sure he'll tell me which one that was. So tell me which one that was, and I'll recommend it. And then there's Spooky Sha with a Y over on TikTok has eerily quietly been listening to me do this episode. And then, of course, we have John Bierce, actual author of The Mage Errant, The Rack, and More Gods Than Stars. Oh boy, who else? Jamie, the Gravy Man. Bet you could make gravy in a cauldron. Of the If You Want the Gravy blog, where he's reviewing everything. Join us next week for third base.
And fourth, and also fifth base. There's a fifth one.